Hey folks, welcome back. Things are not going well for us right now. Luckily we had Grace to intervene and save us last night, but we're in a bit of trouble now. I'm gonna give Uncle Wolfgang a call.
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
This is Gabriel Knight. Can I speak to Wolfgang, please?
Ja, Herr Knight. Einen Moment, bitte.
Gabriel, it's so good to hear your voice. I had such a dream last night.
Yeah.
There's a good reason for that, Uncle Wolfgang. We need to talk.
Gabriel fills in Wolfgang on the events of the previous evening.
It is even worse than I thought. You bet it is. We have to talk about what I'm supposed to do.
Oh man.
What can you do? It sounds as though you have learned much during your investigation in New Orleans. Perhaps you will fill me in when we have a chance to sit down and talk. What do you know? I know only what you have told me. What? I know. It was just another American city to me until I started dreaming about you. Now I feel it is not safe for you there. I wish you would leave. But I told you.
I need to learn this now.
What can you tell me about Schattenjägers? Yes, of course. I sometimes forget how little you know of the family, Gabriel.
Tell me what it means.
I never understood how Heinz got... Now is not the time for that discussion. Schattenjäger is really two words in English, Gabriel. Schatten means shadow, and Jäger means hunter.
Ah.
Shadow hunter. Yes.
So that's what Gabriel is. Gabriel is a shadow hunter. Very interesting story.
Do you know... I have not studied the subject. Do you... What can you tell me about St. John? I'm afraid I... Do you have any... No. It means goat without horns. It's a term used for human sacrifice in voodoo. Well, let's hope we can avoid any more of that in this family. Do you know it? No, only what you've... Do you know anything about Marie Laveau? No. I've heard rumors of a secret hound. Yeah, I am sure they have a temple there, and probably a very elaborate one. You should not go near it, though. Not alone. No, if I were in New Orleans and could look around, something might look familiar to me. Strike a chord, so to speak. But I'm not, so you must use your own judgment. Any ideas on what... No? Do you know anything? Yes. Settlers people wear animal masks for their rituals, don't they? It is not at all uncommon. Many occult groups are based heavily on animal totems. Animals have such pure, primal traits. Spirituality, good or bad, is about reaching these pure levels. Aggressive and cunning like the snake. Agile and nurturing like the monkey. Even our family is associated with the image of a lion.
Oh.
Tell me more. I've already given... Do you know anything? It is a visual symbol of one or more lore. Each lore has its own sign, which is used to summon it. Do you know it? I've already given... Have you ever heard of Damballa? Damballa is a snake. He is a Loa, a voodoo god. Yes. He's one of the primary Loa of the Geddy tribe. I see. Good work. That information might prove useful.
Well then give me a little dingle. Ding 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 dingle.
Do you know anything more? No.
Damn it.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you? It is a voodoo Loa, is it not? Yes, a particularly nasty one, so I understand. Have you come across anything about it in your research? It seems to be feared by most voodoo groups. I haven't come across very much specific information. Do you know any
anything about
My library contains many books on the occult and religions, and I have read about some particularly evil voodoo cults. But you, at this point, have more direct experience than I.
Do you know anything about
Rada drums? You mean ceremonial drums?
Yes. The Getty tribe uses drummers around the French Quarter as relay messengers to keep track of their business.
The business.
Those drums have a ceremonial use, too. It would be useful to know their code, Gabriel.
I had Grace find some information on them.
That's my boy.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Tell me about.
I hope there will be time for that later, Gabriel, after this is all over. For now,
Tell me.
I hope...
So this is it. This is what it all comes down to.
Tell me about Tetelo.
Well, from your description of the ritual last night, I'd say that Gunther's mistress, Tetelo, is now the primary lure for the Getty tribe. It seems she still controls them by possessing her female descendants and speaking through them. You remember in Gunther's journal he said that Tetelo was possessed by her father's lure during the killings in Charleston? This sounds similar, but Tetelo has obviously become a much more powerful lure than her father ever was. Probably because of the added power of the talisman.
Alright.
Let's talk about the talisman.
I myself have only seen it in old sketches and paintings, and in my dreams. It was in the family for centuries before Tetelo took it. It is believed to be as old as the role of Chattanooga itself. The talisman has genuine power. I don't know how or why, but it is so. The Chattanooga swore to use the power for good, never for evil. For defense, not offense. Since it fell into Tetlo's hands, I'm afraid to think what the power has been used for, or what it will be used for in the future. With the talisman, Tetlo has all the power and we none. The only possible way to fight her is to regain the talisman. Then we will at least be on more equal footing.
That's it.
How can we...
We've been searching for the talisman for years, ever since we lost it. It's a terrible thing to know that something powerful that was entrusted to us is in the wrong hands. The talisman is probably buried with Tetlo's remains. That's what gives her lure so much power.
How would we find Tetlo's remains?
Why, in the Getty tomb?
We have pondered that question a long time, Ritters. There are two probabilities. The first is that her remains are with the tribe at their current location. The other is that the remains were returned to a sacred place near the tribe's original homeland. We've tried to locate Tetlo's African homeland, but Gunther says so little in his journal about her tribe, and slaving records are practically non-existent. Also, Tetlo's tribe was utterly destroyed in its African form in the late 17th century. There was nothing like a census in Africa then. As for the other idea, we had no clue as to where Tetlo's people went after fleeing Charleston. Until now.
Let's discuss the possible African homeland.
Alright. Have you learned anything that might help us locate it?
I spoke with Professor Hodridge. Unfortunately for him, he thinks the tribe's name was Agri, and that they lived near the Fon tribe in what is now called the People's Republic of Benin.
That is incredible, Gabriel. I must go research this new information in my library right now.
Okay.
Wait, what should I do?
Stay low. If you get a chance, you might look into the possibility that Tetlo's remains are somewhere in New Orleans. But don't try to broach their private areas without my assistance, Gabriel. You will make a fine Schattenjäger, but only if you are not dead.
Sure, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Bye, then, Gabriel. And remember, if you need a place of safety, come to Schloss Ritter.
Goodbye, Uncle Wolfgang.
Alright, folks. Looks like I'm going to cut the video off here. As always, thank you very much for watching and tune in to the next one. Thanks for watching, folks.